So, Kowenyai, how did the polling proceed yesterday, in your opinion?
In my opinion, the polling proceeding was great. People went out for voting and a greater numbers, better than we expected. So basically, we don't really have like concrete figure of how many percentage of people voted yesterday, but I can assure you that Myanmar, like there are like 37 million eligible voters, and so the first time voters, the figure was like at least 5 million nationwide. And so the polling proceeding was, I think, voter turnout was really great.
Was there any problems, do you think?
And so as far as we understand as a media personnel, there was no problem at all at the election day.
And were the polls monitored by anyone?
Yes, there are a number of like watchdog or like observers groups in Myanmar, prominently PACE, P-A-C-E, PACE, which is the largest umbrella pool washer and observer group, based in Yangon. And, they have like a networks of like at least 1,000, smaller groups.
Were foreign observers allowed?
Yeah, I think so. I think so, but mainly from the embassies, UN agencies. But I'm not sure about the other, let's say like professional observers.
The balloting's continuing now. When do you think they will actually be able to finish and call the results?
But at this point, it is clear that the winner is the NLD, except the Shan State and the Gitchin State, and the rest of the country, where we can estimate, or we can say that based on our collection of the data from the winning party, the NLD, and ethnic political parties from different states, and so we can say that the NLD is like taking up like 390 seats, compared to 343, I think, the last election. So 390 is like pretty much a higher figure. So NLD can easily form the government. So basically, what is happening right now is, in Mandalay region, NLD lost like at least 3 townships in 2015 elections. Right now, Mandalay region, NLD take over the whole regions. So all the townships.
Right.
So and Tanindari the region. So NLD take over the whole region, and Ayawari region as well. So that's not like approved by the UEC or district level election commission yet. But this is our data collection.
Now that it's likely that the NLD will win again, how do you think they did in office over the last 5 years?
A lot of like, for example, from ethnic political parties' perspective, they were not really happy the way that the NLD handle, ethnic affairs, peace process, and etc. And from the perspective of the businesses and from the corporations, they are not quite happy yet. So it is hard to say as a journalist. We are following like every story as a different angle, and every story is different. So And as far as I can say, obviously, the people have spoken out, and to support the NLD in 2020 elections, which is historic election, basically, because it is in the midst of the COVID-19 epidemic. But the problems still remain. Which is which is important to this country, like a peace process. The civil war is ongoing, and economic crisis is like in deep, and the basics welfare of the people are not like the people have basically the people have spoken because they think that the NLD is the only political party that can drive a change in this country. That's the thing. Another thing that ethnic political parties pointed out was the polling system, the election polling system. Right now we have like a FTPS, fast past the post. So what that means is like if you win, one vote, you take over everything. So what the ethnic political, a lot of ethnic political party want is like proportional system. That's the crisis behind behind every election.
And what challenges do you think, other than say the COVID pandemic, what other crises will the new government coming in have to face?
Well, the obvious crisis that they have to face is like at least three fronts, to amend the 2008 or to amend or to rewrite 2008 constitution, and how to solve the peace process in this country. How to frame and how to implement it, and that's the two questions. Another thing is like the economic impact of COVID-19. So a lot of economics say the worst is like yet to come. The country's economy is like in deep crisis right now. A lot of foreign investments are basically it's like withdrawing from this country because of COVID-19. So if you look at the government sectors, a lot of like employers are getting out of the countries. Some are reopening right now, but still stagnant. So this kind of situation, can you imagine how much this new NLD government has to face, in this time of crisis.
You mentioned the peace process. How do you think the peace process is going? Is it going well, or do you think there needs to be further developments?
That depends on how you look at it. Basically the peace process is like, this country has been waging a war with different ethnic groups, between different ethnic groups and the central government for, I think, more than 70 years since the independence. So right now, the conflict is based on not the process of the peace, not the peace process, based on the basically what do I say? So basically, the peace process is like has been segmented. Northern front, Western front, something like that. So, for the ethnic armed groups, they have formed a new umbrella group in northern Burma, and which includes like 8 different ethnic groups. So they're waging a war with the Damodar, and so the government peace process is not going well. comparing to the last, U Thein Sein's presidency. And but I don't know how it will go, how it's going to end, But the NLD government was trying hard enough to bring everybody together on the table, but it wasn't really successful. So so the peace process is kind of like evolving. If you look at from the process perspective, if you look at from the historical perspective, it is not really new. It is like the old system still exists in a new chapter. So that's at least what I can say. If you are driving really hard enough for the peace process, then you will end up something different, something unexpected, So that's what the NLD government had in the last 5 years. They had struggled a lot, trying to solve the peace process first, without looking at economy, the country's economy. So later on, they changed a little bit, and they leave peace process as it is, and they trying to take over the economy. So that is the country is going right now.
Is there anything else you would like to add in regards to how the election's going at the moment?
Well, election yesterday, the November 8th election was the most historic election in Myanmar. Voter turnout was really great, and in different ethnic states, and a lot of like new political parties, including ethnic political parties, participated in this election, and so we see something different. And so there are a winner and loser in every election, of course, and for the future of the country, at the end of the day, everybody has to work together to achieve the dream of this country. So let's see what the new NLD government and will bring a change to this country.
Thank you for talking to me.
Thank you so much.
All right.